There are really two ways. Either you raise capital or you create capital in the business. And if you look really hard, there's a lot of ways to do that. I'm Alex Hadjieleftheriou, CEO and co-founder of Blueground. Joined Endeavor back in 2015 in a beautiful ISP, International Selection Panel, in Marrakech, Morocco. And it was really an amazing moment and a beautiful experience and the beginning of entrepreneurial journey that has lasted quite a few years and has been super exciting. Blueground is a prop tech company operating right now 8,500 apartments with a plan to expand to 50,000 apartments by 2025. There are businesses and industries that need to be disrupted, and there are ways you can offer better products in many different sectors. Some of those sectors require capital. The so-called capital-intensive businesses or sectors are definitely needed. The economy needs it, the people need it to get better services, better products, but it's not always the most sought after from venture capitalists, investors. Depends. It's not always the case. This with a bit of a grain of salt. But in our case, for example, that there is a bit of capital intensity in the business, we knew that our clients love the product. They wanted more of that. They will have repeat use. It's been successful in so many markets, but the capital outlay was challenging to be able to scale that fast and effectively. So in this case, what I did and what the team did is really trying to create capital throughout the business, because there are really two ways. Either you raise capital or you create capital in the business. And if you look really hard, there's a lot of ways to do that. And I would advise entrepreneurs to not just look in VCs and investors, but actually try to create capital within the business, because that will make them a better business with higher investment returns, and most importantly, it gives them more independence. So they can continue scaling, growing without needing a funding round every now and then. So what we did, we looked at supply, demand, procurement, and we find innovative ways of increasing the cash we generate in the business. We operate a network of apartments that can be rented for a month or more, and many people stay with us for a year or more. So we introduced concepts that you see in the SaaS models, software as a service models, where you can pay upfront for a discount, and that actually was a big cash generator in many of our markets. We work with our partners, which is the landlords, to finance the furniture that we put in the apartments. That was something also that hasn't been done extensively or at all in the sector. And then we work with our suppliers to get better payment terms. So all of this together made a big impact and turned what people think is a capital-intensive business actually to a very efficient model. We generate about $1.50 of gross margin per dollar invested, which is really top-notch. We still get called capital-intensive sometimes. My responses to investors or others is really apply first principles thinking, right? So I know this is the perception, but what are the numbers actually saying? What is actually happening? See it for yourself. So what's the definition of capital intensity versus not? And this is something that when we started the company, I would never thought that we'd be able to do it. But by looking hard in the business, really trying things that have never been tried before, failing, but also trying again. Also, there's an aspect of failure. If you do it enough times, sometimes the wall breaks, which is again counterintuitive. But this is something that we saw as well. So it's really, and sometimes you need to have faith. Things on Excel might not work out, but you might find things that you didn't think you could find in the beginning. So you need a little bit of faith at some point, despite the fact that most of the times you need to be very calculated, very specific. There are cases that you can do more than you would have thought would be possible. It's important to try to identify hidden pockets of cash in the operations. Typically, capital-intensive businesses have a lot of cash hidden in different aspects, whether it's procurement or demand. So there's an opportunity to look hard and try tactics or techniques, ideas that are not traditional in your industry. So there you could think and come up with ideas via analogy. So look at other sectors, look at what others are doing. and there you can start getting ideas about how to generate more cash.